Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with even more Legacy of Destruction support, this time new Valmonica cards. This is feeling awfully familiar, like Rescue Ace before it. A terrible deck build pack gets a bunch of new support in the next set afterwards, and maybe this will make it good. Let's check it out. We have a new monster, which is weird because you'd think there'd only be the two, but whatever. Now we have something to summon off of the pendulum summon that isn't just like the two pendulum monsters. A level 4 water spellcaster. You only use the first second effects of the card's name once per turn. If this card is normal pendulum summon, you can add one Valmonica card from your deck to your hand except for this monster. Interesting that it's normal or pendulum summoned, so it can't just be special summoned, it has to be normal or pendulum summoned specifically. So let's keep that in mind. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks while you control a monster other than this. Okay, interesting. If this card is set to the graveyard and you have two Valmonica cards in your pendulum zone, you can add this card to your hand. So this is good material for going into the Link monsters. Very nice. It's, I think, searchable by stuff, and it searches itself. So that's pretty neat. It specifically doesn't search itself, but you know what I mean. It searches, it itself has a search effect. All right, so now we got a quick play spell. Good. You only activate a card. This card's name once per turn. Special summon one Valmonica monster from the deck. You cannot activate monster effects on the field for the rest of this turn, except Valmonica effects. Okay, so this kind of limits the deck to a Valmonica thing. I've always conceived the Valmonica deck as a deck that really needs a nice level 4 strategy as a side thing, but with this, maybe we're going in a direction where it's more of a thing on its own. And then if you control a non-pendulum Valmonica monster, which can be either this new monster or the Link monsters, take two Valmonica pendulum monsters with different names from your deck, add one of them to your hand, and if you do, add the other to your extra deck face up. I'm just like, I'm gonna read that again because I didn't quite understand it the first time I read it. If you control a non-pendulum, take two Valmonica pendulum monsters with different names, add one of them to your hand, add the other to. Okay, I see. So, if you control this one, or if you control one of the Link monsters, you can add one of the pendulums to your hand and the other one to your extra deck, and then the one in hand can set scales, and the other one can be a special summon from the extra deck with your pendulum summon, which gives you more material to go into the Link monsters. Okay, I understand. We got a normal spell, which means it's one of the ones that does the stuff that you want for the Valmonica cards. You can only have to, place one resonance counter on a card in your pendulum zone that you can place a resonance counter on, and then apply one of these effects. Gain 500 life points, then you can add one of your banished Valmonica cards to your hand, except for this one. Take 500, and then add one from your graveyard to your hand, except for this one. Okay. So, and this is Disharmonia, Invitare, and Celatrice. These are good. Like I said at the beginning, the second wave of support for these deck build packs has been historically pretty good and makes them much more powerful than they were before. Is this as good as the Rescue Ace or the Pearl Ace support? I don't know. This one's a tough one because the new spell card does have an effect that significantly improves the game plan. It doesn't rely on your opponent picking which effect you get to activate. It places a resonance counter, which is the things that make the deck tick, and then it also places another one based on which of the two effects you pick, whether you want to add from deck or you want to add, or actually add banished rather, not deck. Add from banished or add from grave, and there's lots of ways to get in the grave because the deck is built around that. The new quick play spell just fixes your hands, or helps you recover. If your pendulum scales get wiped, just do it again. And then the other one's just a special summon from deck, which is pretty neat. Although it doesn't proc Celatrice, which is unfortunate. Celatrice is good. It's just another extender, but it's a really good extender. Like, not only does it give you another material on field, but it gives the deck a normal summon, like an actual normal summon instead of just a pendulum summon. So if you don't draw scales, you summon this guy, now you have scales, you know. There's lots of other ways to get scales in this deck. This deck is like all about getting, it's like the live twin of pendulum archetypes. And then it also can add itself back to hand if you have the 2 in Pendulum Zone. So if you use it as link material after you've scaled up, then it recycles itself, which is nice. So I guess Celatrice is the one who's being tempted by the angel or devil, I guess? Demon? Whatever. What have you? Is that the lore here? I'm talking about the lore to give myself some time to think about these cards' usefulness. So, okay. These cards are really good. Like, do not get me wrong. These cards are absolutely good. They significantly help Valmonica. I think Valmonica, after this support wave, is actually like an archetype instead of some terrible cards. Like, this is a functioning deck now instead of a terrible deck build pack archetype, you know. Which makes me wonder why these weren't in the deck build pack, you know? We're consciously separating the good cards that you need to play the deck, and they're also going to be, you know, ultra rares or whatever. And it's like, why are we still doing this? That said, I don't think Valmonica is good enough, even with these cards, to be as successful as Rescue Ace or Pearly have been. I know that's kind of a really hedging your bets kind of thing there, but I just think there's too much stacked against Pendulum strategies. Like, in this same set, there is a anti-spell fragrance, a searchable anti-spell fragrance on legs. So, like, the deck can't be good. Like, it just can't be good because Pendulum cannot be good with the current way that Pendulum scales function. If Pendulum were immune to anti-spell effects, if Valmonica had more ways to protect your Pendulum scales from being destroyed, it has a lot of ability to rebuild your Pendulum scales at least, which I think helps a lot. It's just too easy to stop Pendulum. They get stopped by Dimensional Barrier, they get stopped by Anti-Spell Fragrance, they get stopped by just back row removal. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. And this deck relies a lot on the graveyard as well, so it's also going to be hurt by banishing things. But banishing effects, Dimension Shifter and such, and I think Dimension Shifter is about to have a really nice time in the near future, as a lot of decks are shifting to a graveyard focus, particularly Fire King. A lot of the Fire decks in particular are going to be having a graveyard focus. And I just don't think Valmonica is really prepared for that. So it's got like 2 things going against it, and the one thing going forward is that it's incredibly consistent. And it's got some interesting effects on the Link monsters, if I remember correctly. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what they do, but I remember them being powerful. I was impressed with them at the time. But yeah, I don't know. This is so annoying though. It's just so annoying that we are now getting these incredible cards, and it's like you have to wait, you know, 2 sets to make the deck playable at all. Well, what happened to making the deck playable and then making it more playable with more support? Like, this is absurd. Yeah, I think that's about all the thoughts I have on these. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Hopefully we're done looking at Legacy of Destruction reveals. How many more cards can this set possibly have? I feel like there's 10 million cards in this one set. Jesus. All right, see you everyone. Bye. Hey there, thanks for watching another video. Why don't you give it a like, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, the YouTube stuff. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content. I got content plenty for ya. You can also support the channel by giving me money. You have a Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you can show up in the credits over here. I would really appreciate that. You can also use my TCG Player affiliate link to get any singles, sealed product, or accessories you want, all to supporting the channel at the same time. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye now!